Greetings everyone, this is the director, and here we are today in Vicenza, Italia. I certainly hope you're going to enjoy the tour. I know I certainly am. If you want to ask something about the history, perhaps I could look it up, or ask me something about Italy, I could look that up, and let me know in the comment section below. As you can see here, people and vehicles will often share the same streets, somewhat like you would see in Mexico or Spain or Turkey. This is what is known as a polychronic culture. So here we are. Now as you can see, the flag, it has a lion on it. Probably cannot see it at this particular moment, but that's because this place was annexed by the Republic of Venice in 1404 and is often known as the Venice of the mainland. Now here's one of the marketplaces they have open, which is pretty much similar to that but they'd have in the early Renaissance era or in the late Renaissance era as well. Though unlike the olden days, they have discarded their original currency for that known as the euro, or euro, or euro, whatever you try to pronounce it. Now oftentimes, sometimes structures would be weakened, and this right here was built to support this brick structure for such a large, grand building. Unlike Germany, a lot more of the older stuff has been preserved from damage. What you see here is known as the Palladio building. Famous structure here in Vicenza, Italia, and was decorated, commissioned for, by the famous Italian architect Andrea Palladio himself. Please give a thumbs up on that for Andrea Palladio. Now here today, basically in this culture, even though it gets rather warm around here, most people don't wear shorts. I practically picked a bad attire for this culture, if you ask my opinion. You see, most of the Italians don't care, but however, I just want to blend in, try to be a part of their culture. Something that we often tend to take for granted in America. Heck, we've had to become multicultural on purpose just to accept the multi-immigration. And that's acceptable. However, here in Europe, if you want to know the people, you gotta be the people. Since this was a place that was also blooming during the Renaissance era, it is also pretty much some of the same way today as it was then, with foreign goods flowing into the markets, wealth pouring into the Italian city-states, fine foreign goods that you could find in a neighboring country. And check this out. Look what they have here, fine leather von Österreich. The East Realm. What we call today Austria. Fine leather. My mother even offered me one of these fine leather jackets. They're pretty stinking red. So nice, I can't decide which one I want. I just found out another thing that Italian culture varies from ours. How we measure our own clothes, such as XL or L or S for extra large, large, or small, they measure their clothes in the same way we measure our own shoes. And apparently I saw in one of these jackets, size 58, which apparently I have no idea how this system works. But hey, being in another culture is like being in a museum. Now this structure here is one of the old bathhouses that was used in the Roman era. Sadly, though, it did not help to prevent the plague, even though it was used in the time of Venice, because oftentimes the water was not filtered like we know what to do in the day and era of modern medicine. And that was a technology, or rather knowledge, lost with Rome. And so often going through filthy water again and again, it's more likely than not that this actually helped to spread the Black Plague when it hit cities like Vicenza.
Cattedrale Santa Maria Annunziata.
So what you just saw and what I gave a tour of was the Santa Maria Cathedral, the spiritual center of Vicenza. I'm not sure about the history. Well, no. I don't know much about the history of this cathedral, but I can guarantee you I will find out. If you want to know, just ask me in the comments below, and I'll give you the best answer I can after I do some research. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this first edition of the first tour of Vicenza, Italia. Here I am again, once again, just before the Palladio building. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Director out.